The first rays of dawn painted the Roman sky with hues of rose and gold, casting a serene glow over the ancient city. The air was crisp, filled with the promise of a new beginning, a new day beginning. But this was no ordinary day. This day, April 4th, 2025, marked a profound historical shift, a moment that would be etched in the annals of time, the dawn of a new era for the Catholic Church. For in the quietude of the papal apartments, Pope Leo XIV, formerly Cardinal Luis Antonio Tagle, stirred from his slumber. The weight of his new responsibilities was immense. He was the first Asian pope, a symbol of the Church's evolving face in a globalized world, a shepherd for 1.3 billion souls. He carried the hopes and dreams of the faithful across the globe. Yet in this quiet moment, one could sense a profound peace emanating from him. The legacy of St. Peter, the first pope, was his guide. He was called to be a fisher of men, a beacon of hope in a world often shrouded in darkness. A beacon of hope, a light that would shine brightly in the hearts of many. His mission was clear, his path set before him. A servant of the servants of God. This was his purpose, his mission, his very being. He rose to meet the day, his heart filled with a quiet joy, a sense of divine purpose guiding his every step, ready to embrace the challenges and triumphs that lay ahead. His journey as the Vicar of Christ had just begun, a journey that would inspire millions and leave an indelible mark on the history of the Church. The papal apartments, steeped in history, were now imbued with a subtle Filipino touch. The walls, adorned with intricate Filipino decor, told a story of a rich cultural heritage blending seamlessly with the grandeur of the Vatican. The scent of sampaguita, jasmine blossoms, a favorite in the Philippines, subtly permeated the air. These delicate flowers, with their sweet fragrance, brought a sense of calm and serenity to the room, creating an atmosphere of peace and reflection. It was a gentle reminder of home, of his roots. The presence of these nostalgic elements served as a bridge between his past and his present, grounding him in his identity while he embarked on this new journey. As Pope Leo XIV knelt in prayer, his rosary beads felt familiar and comforting in his hands. Each bead, a symbol of his faith, guided his thoughts and prayers, connecting him to the divine. He prayed for guidance, for wisdom, for the strength to lead. In the quiet solitude of the chapel, he sought the clarity and courage needed to fulfill his responsibilities. He prayed for the Church, for unity, for a renewal of faith. His heart was heavy with the weight of his new role, but his spirit was lifted by the hope of bringing people together. He prayed for the world, for peace, for justice, for an end to suffering. His prayers extended beyond the walls of the Vatican, reaching out to every corner of the globe, embracing all of humanity. His prayers were a blend of traditional Catholic devotion and the heartfelt simplicity of Filipino spirituality. This unique combination reflected his personal journey and the diverse influences that shaped his faith. There was a quiet intensity in his communion with God, a deep well of faith from which he drew strength. In these moments of deep prayer, he found solace and a renewed sense of purpose. The morning light streamed through the window, bathing him in its warm glow. It was as if the light itself was a blessing, a sign of hope and new beginnings. He was ready to face the day, to begin his papacy, to serve. With a heart full of hope and a spirit fortified by prayer, he stepped forward, ready to embrace the challenges and opportunities that lay ahead. The early hours of Pope Leo XIV's first day were a whirlwind of activity. The Vatican was abuzz with anticipation, and the corridors echoed with the footsteps of those eager to witness the dawn of a new era. Appointments, long deliberated and steeped in tradition, needed to be made. These decisions were not just administrative tasks, but were seen as the first indicators of the new Pope's vision and priorities. The College of Cardinals awaited his guidance, eager to see how this new era would unfold. Their faces reflected a mix of hope, curiosity, and a readiness to support the new pontiff in his mission. One of his first acts, symbolic of his priorities, was the appointment of a new head for the dicastery for the promotion of integral human development. This role was crucial in addressing global issues of social justice, poverty, and human dignity. This crucial position, focused on social justice and care for the poor, was entrusted to a young, dynamic cardinal from Latin America, a region close to the Pope's heart. His appointment was a clear signal of the Pope's commitment to addressing the needs of the marginalized and fostering a church that is inclusive and compassionate. He also sought to bring a fresh perspective to the Vatican's communication efforts. Recognizing the power of media in the modern world, he aimed to make the Church's message more accessible and engaging. A renowned journalist and media expert was appointed to head the dicastery for communication. This move was intended to modernize the Vatican's approach to media and ensure that the Church's voice resonated globally. This signaled a clear intention to engage more effectively with the modern world, to utilize the power of media to spread the message of the gospel. The Pope understood that in order to reach the hearts and minds of people today, the Church needed to be present in the digital and media landscapes. These appointments, while seemingly administrative, were deeply symbolic. They represented the Pope's vision for a Church that is proactive, compassionate, and in tune with the needs of the contemporary world. They were the first brushstrokes on the canvas of his papacy, hinting at a focus on social justice, intergenerational dialogue, and a more open and communicative Church. These early decisions set the tone for what many hoped would be a transformative and inspiring leadership. The weight of the papacy was evident in Pope Leo XIV's demeanor as he met with his cardinals. Yet his natural warmth and humility shone through. He listened intently, his eyes reflecting the weight of their words, the weight of the world's expectations. The cardinals, in turn, were captivated by his gentle yet firm presence. He spoke of unity, of the need for dialogue, of the Church's mission to be a beacon of hope in a world often shrouded in darkness. His message resonated deeply. Here was a leader who understood the challenges of the modern world, yet remained firmly rooted in the gospel message. His words were not just pronouncements from on high, but heartfelt calls to action, invitations to join him on a journey of faith and service. Whispers in the halls of power. The Vatican hallways, typically buzzing with hushed whispers and speculation, were particularly alive on this day. The arrival of Pope Leo XIV had ushered in a new dynamic, a sense of anticipation for change. The Curia, the administrative body of the Church, was abuzz with speculation. Some welcomed the change, eager for a fresh perspective. Others, accustomed to the old ways, watched with a mix of curiosity and apprehension. Yet all were united in their respect for the papacy, for the office of Peter. There was a palpable sense of history unfolding, of witnessing a pivotal moment in the Church's long and storied journey. The power dynamics were shifting subtly but perceptibly. Pope Leo XIV, with his quiet charisma and unwavering commitment to the gospel, was already leaving his mark. Urbi et Orbi, to the city and to the world. The moment arrived for Pope Leo XIV's first public address. Standing on the balcony of St. Peter's Basilica, overlooking the throngs gathered in St. Peter's Square, he embodied a powerful blend of tradition and change. His message was simple yet profound. He spoke of love, of compassion, of the need for unity in a fractured world. He challenged the faithful to be instruments of peace, to reach out to the marginalized, to be living witnesses to the gospel message. His words, delivered in his characteristically gentle yet firm tone, resonated far beyond the walls of Vatican City. They were broadcast across the globe, carrying a message of hope and challenge to a world hungry for meaning and purpose. The world listened, captivated by this new pope, this humble yet powerful voice calling for a more just and compassionate world. Echoes in the square, ripples across the globe. As Pope Leo XIV's words echoed through St. Peter's Square, they sparked a wave of emotions. There were tears of joy, smiles of hope, and a palpable sense of renewal. The faithful gathered from all corners of the globe erupted in applause. Banners waved, representing the diverse tapestry of the Catholic Church. For many, this was more than just a speech. It was a promise, a vision for a more inclusive and just church. The impact of his words extended far beyond the square. Social media buzzed with commentary, analysis, and reflections. World leaders issued statements acknowledging the significance of this new pontificate. The world was watching, listening, and waiting to see how this new era would unfold. The power of precedent, the promise of a new path. Pope Leo XIV's first day drew to a close, leaving an indelible mark on the Church and the world. His actions, his words, his very presence signaled a new era, one characterized by humility, dialogue, and a deep commitment to social justice. His approach echoed the legacy of Pope John XXIII, who decades earlier had ushered in a new era of openness and renewal with the Second Vatican Council. Like John the 23rd, Pope Leo XIV seemed determined to lead with humility, to listen to the voices of the faithful, and to engage with the modern world in a meaningful way. Yet, he also charted his own path. His background, his experiences, his unique perspective shaped his vision for the Church. He was a man of his time, acutely aware of the challenges and opportunities of the 21st century. The legacy begins, one day at a time. As the sun set on Pope Leo XIV's first day, a sense of hope filled the air. It was the hope of a new beginning, of a church renewed, of a world transformed by the message of the gospel. His first 24 hours had been but a glimpse into the man and his vision. There would be challenges ahead, undoubtedly, but in his humility, his compassion, and his unwavering faith, there was great hope for the future. One day does not a papacy make, but in those first crucial hours, Pope Leo XIV had set the tone, charted a course, and ignited a spark of hope that promised to illuminate the path ahead. The journey had just begun, and the world watched with bated breath. Please subscribe to our channel History Documentary Hub for more insightful videos and intriguing content.